So Draymond Green has been, and by the way, if you're listening to this right now and you go, oh, God, he's going to talk about the NBA, relax. You're going to actually agree with this, okay? So if you are not the biggest NBA fan, and some of the ratings of the NBA Finals that indicate that maybe there aren't as big of fans as a lot of people would like to lead you to believe, don't worry about it, because we got you covered here at Fox Sports Radio. So Draymond Green sent a tweet out yesterday, and he's been firing off from his Twitter account. You know, a little bit of revenge because he played like crap in a couple of these games in the finals, and a lot of people were talking. And, he sent a tweet just being a smartass about locked in for Game 7, ready to go for Game 7. And if you've been paying close enough attention to the NBA Finals, you understand that Draymond Green is being a smartass. We can't confirm that because there is no Game 7. There was no Game 7 because the Boston Celtics defecated all over themselves multiple games in the row, and the Golden State Warriors took advantage, and they are your NBA champions, a fourth title for this Golden State Warriors run. And Draymond Green wasn't just correct about his smart-ass approach to a Game 7 and telling players that they were still going to win the title even though they were down 2-1 in the series. He wasn't just correct about that. He also was correct about something he said on his podcast, which I don't know if you're aware of. Draymond Green has a podcast. It's called The Draymond Green Show. Listen to what he had to say, and I'm going to tell you why he's 100% correct in his analysis here.
If you know the game of basketball will give you enough to talk about. The problem is all of these people talking about basketball that don't know basketball. And so what do? You chase controversy. The new media, we don't do that. That's why you see J.J. Redick flourishing. That's why you see C.J. McCollum flourishing. That's why you see me flourishing. So we don't do that. We simply talk the game that we know and embrace it and teach. That's what these spots are about. How do you teach the game? How do you teach the fans the game? These people that think they know the game of basketball but don't really know. That's the new media.
He's 100% correct. 100% correct. Now, the whole new media thing, a little bit cheesy, a little bit corny, but he's 100% correct in what he says. Every time you turn on and hear somebody talk about the NBA, it's some sort of drama-filled topic, some sort of manufactured topic or lead-in. You watch a television show and you look at the chyron. The chyron is that little box on the screen that asks you the question or tells you what the topic is. And it's always something like, was so-and-so out of line for this tweet? Did somebody step over the line when they made this comment or did He's 100% right. If you're just the basketball's going to give you storylines, they're going to give you topics, and if they don't, it's okay. You just don't talk about them. But coverage of the NBA has pushed a lot of people away. That's just the facts. I had an epiphany on the NBA a few weeks ago because I couldn't figure out why I was so tired of it. There was something about the NBA that bothered me, and it didn't make any sense to me because I grew up, I loved the NBA. Like, basketball might have been my favorite sport growing up. I loved the NBA. I loved college basketball. Absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. But as I've gotten older, especially over the past several years, something about it has just rubbed me the wrong way, and I haven't been into it. And I couldn't figure out why. And all of a sudden it occurred to me, an epiphany. It's the coverage. I can't stand the coverage of the NBA. It bothers me. Like, it's always some fake topic or conversation. It's always some cheeseball, Mount Rushmore, Jordan versus LeBron, is so-and-so clutch? What does this mean for their legacy? It's all crap. It doesn't mean anything. It's manufactured garbage. And I think a lot of you are listening to this right now going, yeah, like I don't really, like, it doesn't feel like when we talk about the NFL, we'll get into some, nuanced discussions or things like that, but nobody's doing the same old thing when it comes to the NFL. And if they try and do it, you just kind of like push back and go, okay, not really interested in what some emoji means or what some, like, it's just like when Kyler Murray started scrubbing his social media, it felt like an NBA move. Like, he removed all his Cardinals references from his social media. What does it mean? Yes, you in the front. I don't care. That's what it means. Like, if he's going to be passive aggressive and play this game, I'm not interested. I'm just not interested. It's like the same thing that has driven me away from social media. Like, you remember, like, when people used to use Facebook? I don't have a Facebook. You remember when people used to use Facebook, though, to kind of air out their issues? And this, like, I've talked about this so many times before, but I remember a time when people, instead of wanting to tell you what was wrong, they would just write a Facebook post that would say, wow, can't believe what just happened, ... OMG, right when you think you know somebody, ... Hey, candy ass. If you're not going to say what's wrong, don't even hint at it, because I don't care. That's what it feels like with the NBA. It's just this passive-aggressive, manufactured topic. And look, people are trying to guess who's to blame. Well, why is this going on that way? Why does Draymond Green need to have a podcast to explain? We don't need to search for drama. There's enough good stuff there to talk about that we should be okay with it. And if there's not, teach. Like, I love turning on the NBA on TNT. You want to know why? Those guys don't play that game. Inside the NBA, they don't play that game. They'll tell you why something is happening, why something's not a big deal, why something is a big deal, and what it means. And they'll have fun in the process. But some of this other garbage is just made up crap. And Draymond Green's 100% correct. Like, why do we have to invent stuff to get angry about? Like, why do we have to take this? It's lame. And I think there's a lot of people out there that's why it drives them away. I don't need to hear another Jordan versus LeBron controversy. I don't need to hear why this game and this guy not taking this shot is a black eye to his legacy. What? And I think ESPN deserves a lot of credit, if not majority of it. Because I know they paid a lot of money for the NBA package. I know they paid a lot of money to have the rights to the NBA. And so what do? They inundate you with made-up, fraudulent, fake topics that nobody cares about. You and I don't care about this stuff. We don't. Jordan versus LeBron. It's like, why are we doing this? Like, it's two all-time great players. Do you believe LeBron's the greatest player of all time? Cool. What about you? I think it's Jordan. Neat. They're two of the top three greatest players of all time. It's like my favorite analogy. You want to know who doesn't argue about who's got more money? Two people that live inside a gated community. You want to know why? Because they're behind the gates. They don't care. Oh, you got, you made $100 extra last year than I did? That's cool. We still punch in the same code to get inside here. LeBron and Jordan are behind the gates. Nobody cares. They don't care. It's over. Whatever you think it is, whatever you believe, that's fine. But Draymond Green's right. The coverage is over the top and just comes across as insincere and fake, made-up garbage, all manufactured. And then when they run out of stuff to talk about, like, hey, is Steph Curry clutch? What do they do? They turn it back over to LeBron. What does this mean for LeBron's legacy moving forward? Are the Lakers going to... it's too much. He's 100% correct. And yet, every single day, there's going to be... you watch, mark my words, on some radio show or some television show, there's going to be a topic on the screen or that is being discussed that if you want to have an honest, real look-at-yourself moment, you're going to question why this is a real topic. It's going to happen today. It's going to happen tomorrow. It's going to happen the next day. They're going to continue to fill you up with a bunch of crap, empty calories. It's a bunch of empty calories. Like, it's like bread on the table. Chips and salsa. Here you go. Just fill it up, and you look around and go, oh my, isn't this neat? We got a bunch of chips and salsa and bread. Okay. How do you feel? Not great. Me neither. But this is what the NBA has turned into, and I think it's pushed a lot of people away.